subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. So what should I do here, Chris? We hit the chats first.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? No. Let me go through the question first, so that we don't get derailed here. All right, ladies, and we'll start here and then work our way back this way. Okay. First question of the show is: who is the prize in a healthy relationship, the man or the woman?
I'm the prize,
and then work our way back.
Okay, so I think it goes both ways.
Okay.
I think it goes 50-50. I think the man.
Okay, real quick. Let me clarify this question, because I knew someone was going to say that and be a smart ass and say that. In every relationship, one party has to care more than the other. One party always has to have leverage. That's just the way all relationships are. Whether it's a business relationship, a romantic relationship, etc. One party is almost always more invested than the other and can do without the other to a degree, right? That's just how everything works.
Okay.
So in that case, in the confinements of a healthy relationship, who is the prize, the man or the woman, and why?
The woman.
Okay, why?
Just because we're more caring and we can take. I think mentally, we're capable of holding up a lot more.
Okay.
When it comes to financial, nurturing, just taking care of households things. I think we're more able to. I don't know how to say this. Take care of things more patiently. I think men are more like outbursts, and they act upon reaction and upon whatever's going on in that moment.
So you think women are more emotionally controlled than men are?
Yes, I believe I am.
Okay, but do you think women in general are more emotionally controlled than men are?
Yes.
Okay.
So women have more control.
No, that's not.
Apparently,
That's literally what you just said. Women have more emotional control.
Generally,
that's which is a component as to why they are the prize.
Okay. Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yes.
What about you? Who is the prize in a romantic relationship between a man and a woman where the relationship is happy?
So this is actually a really hard fucking question. Because
No, critical thinking.
Like she said, it could be. It really like she said, it could depend, but on the type of person that they are. But I would say that if it's like a successful like relationship, like okay, so like if a girl, she's like a 10 or a 9, that's like a status type of thing. Like if a guy knows, like other guys know, oh, that's my girl, she's like a 10, like so in that aspect, I think that would be the prize.
So you think the woman is the prize?
Well, she could give you children if that's what you're into, I really don't fucking know. I really don't.
If you had to pick one in general in a happy relationship, who is the prize, the man or the woman?
They say happy wife, happy life, right?
Okay, so you're saying the female. Okay, and the female because of the beauty.
Not just about the beauty, like
then why?
Other qualities that women typically do more so than others. Like I would say, like cooking is one. Now dudes cook too, but overall, I'd say more women like cook. Just that's just me guessing.
Okay.
So a woman that can like go and cook and just do a lot of things to be of assistance to him. That would be
adding value.
So cooking and being an assistant.
Yeah.
Basically.
Okay.
You hire a chef and a maid, but
you could, but like it's not the same.
Okay.
Who is the prize in a good relationship, the man or the woman?
I don't really know why you guys consider it a prize. Like you're at a fucking fair or something. What do you mean? Like a prize?
Well, one party almost has to have leverage on the other one to a degree and is more of a catch. For the relationship to work, in your opinion, who do you think is the prize?
Generally.
Generally speaking.
Both prizes.
If you have to pick one.
Both.
One gender.
There's always one party that cares more than the other about the relationship. The one who cares more has less leverage. That's the way it goes with everything. For example, if you work for an employer, right? He has the leverage because he can replace you with another employee. You would depend on them for employment.
For an employment.
Yeah.
We're not talking about employment. We're
But
talking about partners.
Yeah,
but an analogy.
That's an analogy.
Let's not use it with this one though. We're talking about like.
But that's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to explain to you that every single relationship has a power dynamic.
Okay, but not really considered like a prize. Like they're both prizes. They both should value each other the same equally. It's not like. Do you need an inhaler? Or what do you mean? Are you okay?
I mean, do you think men and women actually are the same equal, realistically speaking?
I know that you don't. I know you want me to say men are the prize.
No. I don't want. I'm asking simply.
I'm just telling you my
your
response.
take and why.
I think that we should both be equal. We're both prizes. If that's the thing.
There's no one party always has to care more than the other. And I'm asking you, for the relationship to work, which party needs to care more?
Both parties have to care. Same
That's
about.
that's not
Because if
realistic.
not, it's just like, yes, it is though. Maybe in your mindset, but it is realistic. Both parties equally care.
So
You do realize any relationship, whether it's a friendship,
cares more than the
business
other.
partnership, employment, a romantic relationship, one party always has to care more than the other and or have leverage.
Okay.
what
Please
about
answer the
what about
question.
I
your
agree.
parents?
It's a really fucked up situation. So probably why I'm like this here right now. So
Emotional damage.
That makes sense, but
exactly. But
just had to choose one or the other.
Yeah,
just
pick.
say one.
If it's 51,
men are the
49%,
prize. Men are the prize.
why do you say that?
Because look at them. They provide. They go get shit for us. They keep us safe. That's the prize.
Is that how you really feel?
Well, I don't know. I tried to say how I really feel, but you guys wouldn't accept it. So I'm coming up.
Well, a 50-50 just isn't realistic. Nothing in life is 50-50.
Okay.
I mean, that's just not how the world works. Nothing gets really done by a committee. Anything that has some type of substance always has a clear and dominant, like a leader to some degree. Whether it's a country being run by a president, whether it's a business, Fortune 500 company being run by a CEO, there's always one decision maker at the end of the day. That's just life.
And you're the decision maker right now on your podcast. So men are the prize.
I want your opinion, not
I'm telling
necessarily
you
what I want to hear. I'm just asking you an open-ended question, and you can articulate why or why not.
Women, I don't know what you mean to say at this point. I'm telling you what I thought. You're telling me it's
So
not.
I think you're being
not
sarcastic,
okay.
is why.
No, like this is just me. Like I do think that men and women should equally be each other's prize. And you're telling me some stuff about different countries and stuff. So let's just move on to the next question.
Countries? What the
I don't even know.
fuck?
You're talking about a bunch of different shit, different analogies. I'm like, what? You just asked me who's a prize.
Okay.
All right. So why are they 50-50 then, if that's your take on it? Explain why they're 50-50.
I mean, I feel like in a relationship, not a presidential anything to do with the countries, nothing, not about employment, relationship.
Mhm.
Because that's what you're asking me about, right?
Mhm.
Their relationships, again, that's what you're asking me about.
Why is it 50-50?
Because I feel like if you're in a relationship that you want to work, 50-50, you have to show up equally. Why would one person show up more than the other person?
Okay. Let me ask you a question. Who has requirements of the opposite gender, men or women?
Both.
Realistically speaking, who has more demands? Are women pickier or men pickier?
Both. And I think it's just that like, it's not about
Generally
being picky.
speaking.
It's just like, know your worth too.
Okay. Who is more likely to know their worth, men or women?
Fuck. Is this about my opinion or what you want? Like what?
Who is more selective in general, men or women?
We both should be.
Well,
Should
we're
be,
not
but-
operating on should.
but
We're
who
operating
is?
on what is.
I don't fucking know. Both of us. I don't know. We're both more selective. I don't know. If you have a guy that'll fuck anything, a girl that'll fuck anything, they don't care. They're not selective. They just
Okay.
wanna fuck.
Realistically speaking, women are far more selective than men are.
Okay.
Women have way more requirements of the opposite gender. They want them to be taller, make more money typically, have a higher social status, etc. So I would argue, just by women's demands alone, it's not a 50-50. They're not looking for an equal. See why your logic is flawed there when I said there can't be 50-50 because women don't demand a 50-50?
No, I'm telling you that I'm demanding 50-50 and you're like, that's not okay.
I'm talking about women in general, not yourself.
I don't know. I don't know what else to tell you right now about it.
I see why you're single
I would like to be. It's fine.
at 30.
What is it? Is it 100?
I mean, you're 30, so
Hey, 30,
wrong with
30 is
30?
the new 20.
All right.
It's the
This is
new 20, but
incredible.
with
Okay,
more
good.
money.
Okay.
This is incredible.
But
But do you see where I'm going here, where like the 50-50 thing you're talking about isn't true?
Pushing
not-
30.
It's not real because women don't want a 50-50
Pushing
partner.
30.
Hold on. Has it ever worked for you?
Has
50-50?
what?
Has it ever worked for you? 50-50, like half and half.
What, like, as in you guys supporting each other 50-50?
Like you and your man. Has it ever worked for you? Going
Well,
half and half?
considering I'm single,
So it didn't work.
nope.
I haven't found someone to do 50-50 with.
Okay, that's probably a good thing. All right, cool.
All right. What about you, Sarah?
Can you repeat the question? Because I
Yeah,
forgot
sure.
it at this
I don't
point.
know any
Yeah,
of that
sure.
either.
The question is, who do you think is the prize in a relationship where it's a happy, healthy relationship, the man or the woman?
women.
Okay, why?
Because men, like, a man can't have kids without a woman. Okay.
Okay.
And typically men want to reproduce, spread their seed. Also, I feel like there's just certain things that like men can't do without women. Like men can't really decorate their house nicely and without women. Like I feel like there's just things. I feel like men and women need each other, and they need each other for different reasons and different things. So when it comes to like keeping the house
Just need
clean
that
and
feminine touch.
yeah, like those kind of things, like there's just like a woman's touch that men need in their life. So like they would.
Okay, so women, because they can bear children, men can't do without them, and they can decorate the house.
I didn't say do without them fully,
All right.
but there's certain
Fantastic.
things.
What about you? Who do you think is the prize in a healthy relationship, the man or the woman?
Well, I think if you're asking me personally, I would think that he's the prize to me and he should think that I'm the prize to him. So it's not 50-50, but he's my prize and I'm his prize. If that makes sense to you.
That's what I
Okay,
meant.
maybe in a
trying to
magical
say.
world, right, where it's fairy tales and rainbows and everything else like that. But objectively speaking, one party almost always has the leverage in a relationship.
Well, for
So-
me, I want the man to be the prize.
Okay, why would you say the man is the prize in a healthy relationship?
Because I'm tired of doing shit on my own. Like I want him to take care of me. I want him to provide for me. I want him to be a good father. I want that.
Real quick, going outside of the confinements of your own personal
Yeah.
situation, objectively speaking now, would you go ahead and extrapolate that, I guess, that logic and put it on all females that most women want this? Or is this just your personal situation?
I believe that most women want the
Okay.
man to be their. I want to. I
Okay.
want my man to be my prize. As
Okay.
I can't speak for men because I'm not a man, but I speak for
So
myself.
what makes the
as a
man the
woman,
prize
and
then? I understand
what
that you're
makes
saying
him a
that
prize?
you're saying I understand that you're tired, you don't want to do it alone.
I
and-
wouldn't say all men are a prize.
Okay.
I would say it depends on the man.
Okay, what makes him the prize then
What
in
makes
this
a man
case?
a prize?
Yeah.
Somebody that's a good person, has good morals, that you could build with, that supports you, that's loving, that's kind, that's caring, that's providing, that's a good father. I mean, I can go on and on. Not somebody that's a cheater, manipulator, abusive. Because I've been there in those type of relationships, and I know what that feels like. So, but I can't say I've ever been in the most healthy, happy relationship. But what I would think that one would be, and that I
The
want
guy's
for
got to be the
myself,
prize in your eyes. In your,
I would love
okay.
for him to be. I want him to be a prize. Yeah.
Okay. What about you? Who do you think is the prize in a healthy relationship, the man or the woman, and why?
For me, I feel like a man would be a prize in my eyes because
Why?
that is just my person. So there's nobody else that I would want to be other than him. I would need somebody that would love me, just have really good communication skills, no trust issues.
Okay. But real quick, not just, again, ladies, I'm speaking in general here. I understand what you want maybe in a man, but I'm talking about what do you think would be in a healthy relationship, who needs to be the prize in the relationship? That's my question in general. I understand what you want. That's cool.
Okay.
But I'm talking about in general.
I mean, somebody that could also just like
Do you
be
think
like
it's a
my
man or the
guidance.
woman? You think it's a man still?
I think it's a man, yeah.
Okay. And you're saying because what? Love and what else?
Love, like guidance also,
Okay.
if I need any like moral support, that would be like my person to go to.
Okay. You think male guidance is better than female guidance?
I think so.
Okay. Anything else? Love guidance?
That's it.
Okay. What about you? Who do you think is the prize in a healthy relationship, man or woman?
In a healthy relationship, generally speaking, I would say the man is the prize and the woman is a treasure. Because, like, a man could provide a house, we make it a home. He brings food to the table, we make meals. He gives us a seed, we bear the children. So the men are the prize because they're essentially providing the essentials and we like accentuate it in a way.
Right.
Okay. But who is the person that I guess provides more value to the relationship? Who is the prize in this case?
I would say the man because we look up to the man. It makes the roles like unbalanced. If the woman is running everything, we're very emotional. So operating off emotions is very volatile.
So you disagree with her that women are more emotionally stable than men are?
It depends on the woman.
In general.
In general. I don't know. I think
You just said
men
it a
and
second ago
women-
that men are more emotionally stable. It's okay. I think she could go ahead and you guys can go back and forth
men
on this. It's
can
fine.
like dissociate better than we can. Like we deal with things in real time and can like put it in their subconscious and like deal with it like years later. But
So you think that's what makes someone more emotionally stable? Being able to compartmentalize and deal with it later?
yes and no.
Wow,
No.
you're the queen of not answering questions directly.
I'm a Libra.
Well, fantastic.
I'm
Sorry.
I'm a Libra too, but okay.
Bro, only women get the excuse of being able to say ridiculous shit and then blaming it on the
I'm a
month that they were born.
Libra.
Could you imagine if a
I
dude
never
walked around like,
understood that.
oh, I'm sorry I'm incompetent. It's because I'm a Scorpio. Oh, my bad, bro.
It won't work.
Yeah, sorry. I'm
Totally
destroying this job interview right now and don't know what I'm saying. But okay. All right. So you're saying that men are the prize because women have to look up to them and they're more emotionally stable.
And women are the treasure.
Okay.
But yes, men are the
I think that's
prize.
really
Okay.
relevant, but that's fine. You're saying that they accentuate by you saying that she's a treasure. The way you described it is that she accentuates the things that a man brings.
Yes.
Okay. Whew, man. All right. What about you? Who is the prize in a relationship, in a happy relationship between men and women? The man or the woman, and why?
For me,
In
Over-
general, please. Not for
Okay.
you. Yes, in general.
I would say a man,
Okay. Why?
because the stability in all spectrums, not just financial, emotional stability. A nourished woman who is nourished by a man is a happy woman, and I think that ripples out into the society.
Okay.
Like if we all had happy husbands, I feel like we would be different. Like we wouldn't,
Do you disagree with her sentiment about happy wife, happy life?
Yes,
Why?
Why?
because that's like a manipulation. Like I feel like when I hear that, because I know a few people who are actually married and who are like, "Oh, happy wife, happy." Like literally, my adopted dad just said this, "Happy wife, happy life," like a week ago, and I know what's going on behind the scenes. It's basically like manipulation with that. Like I think if it's a happy husband, I'm happy.
Okay.
And and for me, ultimately, yes, the man. But for me personally as well, I think the man is the prize too. For me personally,
Okay. So you think most women would think that? You think in general you think so, and then also personally in your life.
correct.
Okay.
Well, if the man's not happy, he'll cheat. He'll like go elsewhere. So I think that is
But I think when
important.
they're like, "Oh, happy wife, happy life," I don't think the woman you could do like for those type of women. I don't think anything could make them happy, even when they're man. I don't know. I feel like when they say that, it's like the husband's like a pet, and they're like, "Oh, happy." I don't know. I don't.
Manipulative
You're so
and
right.
Absolutely.
narcissistic.
It's
Because
never
like if you
enough.
think about it, look at all the men that are like, "Oh, happy wife, happy life." They're all miserable. None of them are ever
Miserable.
home. They're all
Absolutely.
barstool guys
Facts.
sitting wherever. And like, I mean, like you say, they'll go cheat or whatever. But like, I feel like you have to think about like the mentalities and the differences. Like women are meant to be monogamous, men are not, and that's just how you're programmed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a disagreement with that? They're basically saying that that's a lie.
That you're wrong.
Hey
happy
man,
life.
I just think it, like you said, it just really depends on the guy too. If he's a shitty guy, and you're gonna make your girlfriend upset, and it's just
But remember, we
domino
said in
effect.
a happy relationship.
in a happy relationship.
That's what I said. Who is the prize in a healthy relationship, man or woman? I made sure to make that distinction.
Well, now I can see I can kind of see if he's going out of his way to provide and do things, I can see where that could be the prize. But also, if he has a woman that has everything that he needs, she's on point with everything. I think that could have a lot to do with that too. So he would want to make her happy, and the more happy that he would make her, it could potentially, open doors in some ways for him.
Can I add something?
Yeah.
When I say I think it can go both ways a little bit, I just want to like generalize and get detailed. I think that a woman can make a man's status elevate as well.
Okay, that's more so what I meant when I said like women are the prize, because I feel like women, like if it's a
In
good
a
woman,
way,
then she's
they're a
gonna
prize.
accentuate her man.
Yeah, and it depends on what everybody wants. Not everybody wants a power couple relationship. That's what I want. I think, yeah, that's just natural. I'm straight as a board, so
Who elevates whose status more, though? Realistically speaking, does the
The
man elevate
man,
the woman? The
the
woman's status
man,
higher, or does she
Yeah.
elevate?
the man elevates the woman's status at the end of the day.
Okay.
And because then if they're married, then that man gives, like men can't have kids without women, but we can't be given our children without the man seed. And somebody who wants children and wants a husband, I need men and I need a man. So yeah, like we're like the womb and the mother and the nurturer and stuff, but like we can't nurture if we don't have a home or a stable baseline to feel like, okay, I'm taken care of. Like and then you have children, and then that mother goes and raises the children, and then that ripples out into society, and then you have a happy children, and then it's just like this domino effect.
Yeah, that's where the hyper independence comes from.
Yeah,
It's like,
absolutely. And that's priceless. Having, a great, maybe it's because I'm a woman, but
Does anyone have anything to say? Because a couple of you girls said that the woman is the prize. You guys have any disagreements or anything with that?
I
With what they're
don't
saying?
disagree. I don't disagree, but I feel like it all really depends on what you've been through. I still believe that us as a woman, we are the prize, but I completely agree with the last thing you said. 100%. Like if we don't have the man, we can really go ahead and continue with what we really want. We can I think you were the one who said, if give us a house and we'll provide a whole entire home. But I still believe in some way, somehow, we women are the prize. I don't change
Okay.
my decision, but I do completely agree with what she finally,
All
like
right.
the last thing
Let
she
me
said.
ask you guys a question then. So we'll start here and then work our way. Is it harder for a man or a woman to be attractive to the opposite gender? And why?
it's harder for the male to
Why?
be attractive
Why?
because it sucks, but being a woman, we have so many boxes to check. And I feel like sometimes it gets in the way of seeing an average guy who we could grow with. And for me, I have to look at you and want to devour you. Like sexual attraction and looks kind of get my interest peaked. So it's hard because if you're average looking or below average, it's like you might not even get that chance with me. But that's something that I work on. So yeah, I think women have way more requirements to even engage or yeah.
All right. Is it harder for a woman to be attracted to the opposite gender or for a man to be attracted to
yeah,
the
I
opposite
would
gender?
say it's harder for a woman just because
Why?
we're so self-conscious. Like we feel like we got to be cookie cutter, the average IG model. And if we're not that, we have to work to become that. I feel like it's more simpler for men. Like if a man provides and like he's genuine, like
Okay. Well, let's, I guess, equal the playing field to see who has more of an advantage. If you take an average man versus an average woman, who do you think has more opportunities with the opposite gender?
probably the woman just because there's more of us on the planet.
Is there?
There are more women,
Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
really?
Way more.
I thought there were more men.
But so you think it's easier for the average woman to be attractive then?
Um, it depends on how much confidence she has because
Do you think
I'm
men care about confidence
I mean, yeah, like
in
if
women?
I don't know what a man thinks, but I would think that they
Wait.
would think
So men are the prize, but you don't know what these men want. How are they the prize if
we
you don't
just
know what they
have to
want?
guess. We have to play a guessing game about what a man wants, and then whatever sticks.
Yes, you should know.
Okay, so you think it's harder for women to be attractive to men because they're self-conscious.
Yes, it's harder for women and it's easier for men because naturally you guys are the providers. It's easier for us to like get attention, but it's harder to get the relationship because it's essentially up to the man to like go after the woman because it's not good for a woman to go after the man. That's like a turn off. Like if I was a man, I'd be turned off. But yeah, I don't know.
But wouldn't it be fair to say that you get more opportunities because
Yeah,
of the attention
yeah.
versus the man might not get the opportunity at all?
I don't think they care about the opportunity. Like,
Okay, all right. So you think it's harder for women to be attracted to the opposite gender? Okay. What about
yeah.
you? Who do you think is it harder for a man to be attractive to a woman or for a woman to be attractive to a man?
I think it's a lot more harder for a woman because you do have to keep up with your hair, your nails, your eyelashes.
Okay.
You have to go to the gym. You have to go tanning. You have to go good.
Botox.
Lips, yeah.
Basically,
I
yeah.
want Botox. so
So
bad.
the upkeep is what makes it hard.
I feel like
Okay.
it is, yeah. And
Question.
usually because girls are so insecure, so they just try to do as much as they can to get attention from the guy for
Mhm.
them to notice. But as guys, I don't really think they notice anything like, oh, your lashes look nice, or like, did you do something with your hair? Like, no, they don't really care for that.
So if men who don't care, by your own admission, then why
Why
does
do
it
you do
matter?
it? Yeah.
I mean, for myself, you know,
But the question is, but the question is it harder for men to attract women or for women to attract men? If you're,
I think it's just a lot more harder for women because
You-
they just have to like keep up with everything.
but do they have to? Is the question to attract
No,
opposite gender?
no, it's just like for yourself as
Okay.
well.
So you're making it harder for yourself for no reason at all?
No, I'm saying that you have to like for me, like I have to keep up with everything.
Why?
But let's say you didn't keep up with everything. Would you still be able to attract a man? Realistically speaking.
Don't cap.
I mean, no,
You don't think so?
no. I mean,
You really don't think so?
Wow.
She a whole new person.
yeah.
Okay.
You
All right, so you think it's
girl, you
harder for
could.
women because they have to keep up with their stuff. Okay. What about you? Do you think it's harder for men to attract the opposite gender or women?
So I actually disagree. I think it's the opposite because a woman you could pay for your looks. Like look at the Jenners. Look at Kylie. Like she paid for herself to become beautiful. Look at her back to then now. So like anybody can become as a woman beautiful as long as you have money and you can upkeep yourself. I look at myself a few years ago. I'm not as good looking as I am now because I have more money now to actually pay for more filler, lips, hair, makeup, good makeup artist, all those things. But a man, there's only a few things that he can do to kind of fix his looks.
To clarify the answer, because you're kind of going back and forth
Sorry,
here.
yeah.
Is it harder for men to be attracted to the opposite gender or for women to be attracted to the opposite gender?
It's harder for a man.
For men. Okay.
Yeah, because he can't, just go
Okay.
put makeup on, do all these things.
Okay. So you're saying it's
Yeah.
harder for a man because we have less things in our control.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Okay.
in my opinion.
Okay. Now, question for you. You mentioned all these things that you said that you think you were more attractive now than you were before because you're able to do, use makeup and all these other things. Do you think men care about those things as much as women do, though?
I'm not sure.
Because I noticed there's a trend here with you guys, makeup, keep myself up.
I don't know, but I think it's trendy now. So men almost expect that. Like they kind of expect from social media somebody to look a certain way. You don't know what somebody looks like. Women aren't posting themselves without makeup in their natural state all the time. So this
That's
is what they
facts.
see.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a lot of pressure on us to look a certain way. Like honestly, I don't want
Where
to
does
do
that
any
pressure
of
come
this
from? Do you
stuff.
think men are the ones putting that pressure
No.
on you or other women?
I think it's other women and social media and the norm now. Like when I look at a commercial or social media, everyone looks a certain way and you feel the pressure. And so men are kind of, they think that this is normal, which it's not because we don't look like this. When I'm not here, I don't look like this.
Facts.
Sorry, guys. Sorry to break it to you, but I do not look like that. I'm gonna go take it off when I get home.
I don't think there's
Can't wait.
anything wrong with taking care of yourself though. Like
Yeah.
I think it's like a respect for yourself thing.
It's
And, like,
self-care.
it would not even just that it's self-care, but like when you go out and about, like people look at the way that you dress and the way you carry yourself. So if you look busted and your hair is all nappy and ratty and you didn't brush it and your nails aren't done and you're wearing ugly, dirty clothes, like I don't know, like I like to look nice. So I don't feel like there's anything wrong with looking nice when you go out.
Do you think an average woman that's all busted, as you said before, versus a man that's dressed fairly well, what do you think is going to get more attention from the opposite
Well,
gender?
yeah, of course she's still gonna get more attention, but I
So
feel
who is
like
it easier to
it's definitely it's easier for women, and I was gonna say
That's
that when
your
I
opinion?
actually answered or it's easier for women to attract more people.
Okay. So you think it's easier for women to be attracted to the opposite gender?
Yeah, of
Okay.
course. But Bonce, I've heard like saying like it's like almost expected to take care of yourself. I just feel like you should take care of yourself, like whether it's expected or not.
It's like first impressions, and when they get to know you, I feel like they will love you more, like for your natural beauty. Like they don't expect that every day, but it's just like a first
Yeah,
impression
of
kind
course,
a
of
thing.
course. Like I go out of the house with makeup on, or with no makeup on all the time, and like I'm not embarrassed to do so. But like that's because I take care of myself. Like I go to the gym, I eat healthy, I drink a lot of water, my skin is clear because of the way that I take care of myself. That I don't have to wear makeup all of the time, but I still feel like You should do
Merch.
things to
But
take care of
who
yourself.
puts pressure on women to wear makeup? Do you think it's men or other women, realistically
Women.
speaking?
Women.
Yeah, women for
I think
sure.
it's
So
both.
it's a self.
But it's
I don't know.
also to look good
Induced.
for the man.
It's a self-induced thing. But do you think men
Sometimes it's
realistically
also to
care
look good
about
for
makeup as
yourself.
much as you guys care about it?
Sometimes.
No.
Would a high valued man want a woman to go out in public around his friends, not looking her best?
Yeah,
like that
no.
though? No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
but
wouldn't want
yeah.
her
'Cause you said that
around
she's-
them at all.
You know,
I mean, do you
I'm just
think
asking like to a
But to be
Yeah.
that's where
fair,
you're going.
a high-value
Right.
guy would probably prefer a woman with less makeup? To be honest
Exactly.
with you, in general,
natural
She
look.
might look better.
men
with less
overwhelmingly
makeup.
prefer girls that wear
prefer
less makeup.
no makeup.
It just depends. I think it depends
Because
too.
if you look at what makeup does, it's typically to make up for a lack of aesthetics. That's why it's called makeup, to make up for a lack of
Mhm.
something. And a
good.
lot of the times when you look at makeup, what it does is it pushes the clock back for what? Youth. That's what
Illusion.
makeup
Yep.
does most of the time, is to push back the clock. So
And I'll give you an
why
example.
not just get a younger girl that doesn't have to wear as much makeup? That's why men look for these fertility factors in women.
But
Sorry,
let's say
Ephraim.
we're going out as friends, right?
Mhm.
To a trip to, let's say, Mexico. We're at the pool and your makeup comes off. They're gonna see you the real you anyway.
Mhm.
So why not show them from the
But
very
you just
beginning?
said friends, not like in a relationship.
No. So you're coming with my
Okay.
friends. I'm seeing your
Oh, you're
friends.
coming with my
We're all
friends.
together.
Okay.
They're gonna see regardless.
I wouldn't wear makeup to the pool.
Yeah, there's
but that's just
absolutely
me.
no way I'm wearing
No.
makeup at the
Nope.
I wouldn't
pool, at
mind
the
wearing makeup
beach,
to
on
the
a boat,
Well, if
nothing.
the sun's out, I'm not wearing any makeup.
Wait,
Hopefully you have your sunscreen.
Of course.
chat so easy, man.
Okay. What about you? Is it harder for men to be attractive to women or for women to be attractive to men?
Honestly, I think it's harder for men to be attracted to women because women do layer makeup on and lashes, and they do feel the need to for whatever reason. So I feel like a lot of guys don't really know what women look like underneath it. So I feel like it is kind of harder to determine. Like, I could look at someone and be like, "Damn, you're beautiful," but what do you look like under all that? When you look at a man as a woman, you see you as a man. Like, you don't have fucking makeup on and lashes on. Like, that's what you look like. Okay, but for men, it's like, ooh, she looks good now, but what about later?
That
So,
shouldn't matter. Like, you
like-
shouldn't worry about like what a man would think, like if your makeup is off. Because if he loves you, he's gonna love you with it on or off, depending on his like
Okay,
expectation.
going back here so that I can actually connect this. You're saying it's harder for men to be attractive to the opposite gender because women put makeup on, which maybe increases their ego. So
not
it's harder
saying
for the
it's
guys.
harder because we have makeup on. I'm just saying, like,
That's what you said a second ago.
all right, well, that's how it came out. I'm gonna explain it more. So when guys don't wear makeup, I look at you, that's how the fuck you look. I look at him, that's how he looks.
Mhm.
You look at all of us, we have makeup on, we look cute. Sort of, kind of. I don't know. My eyelash came off earlier, but when I go home, none of us fucking look like this. So
Mhm.
how would you know? So it's harder for men to look at us and be like, I don't know. Like, that's what I think. You asked me. That's what I think.
Okay. Well, I'm just trying to make sense of it. So you're saying it's harder for men to be attractive to women because they don't know what they're getting.
Yeah, I guess necessarily. Like I'm saying, like, yes, they're beautiful. We're all beautiful, but he's just, I don't know, it might be harder. Like, what if he likes it more natural and he's like, she's still beautiful, but maybe I would want her more natural, or maybe she's natural and he'd prefer her with more makeup. I don't know.
Okay. All right. So it's harder for men because women layer their looks
Sure.
and are deceptive.
Yeah, we are.
All right. What about you? Who do you think it's harder to attract, men or women, and why?
I think it's harder for men to attract women, mainly for the fact that women is ingrained in us to take care of ourselves. So it's just expected from us. So guys, on the other hand, they really kind of don't. Guys can kind of go like 3 days and nobody would know without showering. They will know with a girl that, hey, this girl has not showered. This bitch is fucking ratchet. They know that. So in that way, I think women are more like fresh, and I think that people are more just attracted to fresh, no pun intended. You know,
That's
so,
what
There you
so
go.
you know, so more women are more fresh. If you see something like if you eat a fucking, I don't know, banana, and it's, you just peeled it, as opposed to a banana that's fucking old as fuck, you're gonna want to go for the fresher one. Just women take care of themselves better, generally speaking. So that way.
So you think it's harder for men to be attractive to women because women take care of themselves better?
Yeah, I would say so because most of the time, a woman that really takes care of herself kind of wants a man that also takes care of himself really well too. We don't want a dude that's really fucking nasty that we have to train how to fucking just do basic shit. You know, you should, you know.
You think women put because you're mentioning physical and looks here, it seems, because I guess the more attractive she is or the more upkeep she has, the more she might demand a man that has the looks. But wouldn't it be fair to say that women don't care about looks as much as men care about looks in women? I've seen plenty of ugly rich guys with hot girls.
I mean,
Chris,
it really,
I have none.
yeah,
Shout out Fresh.
certain girls, you
Chris,
know,
fuck
that's
you.
yeah. Some girls are down with kissing grandpa, not me, but some people like it. You know, whatever floats your boat. Oh my god.
All right, so you think women, it's harder for men because women take care of themselves, and I guess we could say have a higher standard because they take care of themselves.
Well, we take care of ourselves. We're just more just appealing because we have to do more things. We have to brush our hair. We have to get up, brush our teeth. We have to shower every fucking day. Lotion, everything. Did you put
Twice
fucking
a
lotion
day.
on today? You know that?
Hell no,
You know
man.
most men don't own lotion.
Put lotion on for no
So you think it's harder for a woman to be attractive? Well, do you think it's harder for a woman to be attractive or a man to be attractive?
It's harder for a man just because men just typically don't take care of themselves as well as women do.
Okay, all right. Because you're complaining about it as if it's hard or something like that. So
It is hard.
Okay,
Fuck.
but it's harder for
That
men.
is fair though. I mean, we
All
don't
right.
really.
Yeah. All right. What about you? Who do you think is it harder for men to be attractive to women or women to be attractive to men?
I'm gonna go ahead and say it's harder for men to be attracted to women, just because aesthetically, physically. I agree with the girls. Men are more like superficial. They kind of look just into the how a girl appears. It takes a little bit more of a step for them to see it, more of them. Vibe wise, like I feel like a woman should, like she said, you guys are more like there's not much to keep up with, and we read more of the men, and it's like, okay, we don't have to see above the, like, yes, we do see the physical side, but we do see above, and we know how to read them. Like, okay, how can I say this?
Yeah, you're kind of making an argument for women being harder for women. I'm confused here. Is it harder for men to be attractive to women or women to be attractive to men?
Men to be attracted to women.
You think it's harder for men to be attractive to women?
Yes.
Okay. What makes it harder? Because you're talking about how tough it is for women.
Well, society nowadays makes it hard for women, but I don't know how to put my words into this.
You're the last one. You had all this time.
Okay. Men.
Why is it harder for men to be attractive to women than it is for women to be attractive to men?
Look at your notes.
No.
You may take notes.
I know.
I didn't take no notes. Okay. Men, because in general, they I'm like completely like...
Espera.
Oh, you see, you understand. Okay.
Yeah.
Men are more difficult to be attracted to women. Like I said, or like the girl said, it's more because of the physical, the appearance. It's yes, for girls it's harder to keep up, but men, I can't get my words
Have
out.
you ever had a dream?
Incredible. All right.
No, I feel like what she means is like women always have. Well,
All right. Let me ask another question so that we can put things in perspective here. I didn't think this was going to be this difficult for you ladies. Who do you think is going to go further in the dating game? An average man or an average woman? Go ahead.
Men.
An average man has more chances than an average woman, you think?
Yes.
Why?
Because society nowadays, girls, the way that they keep up with themselves and the way that they handle.
Do you think those women want average men though?
Girls nowadays are hard. Like they don't even know what they want.
So
I
then
know
that
what I
defeats
want.
what you just said.
Gotcha, bitch.
Yo, what the question is, who's gonna go further in the dating game? An average man or an average woman?
An average man.
And you think an average man because?
What I just said.
You made an argument for an average woman though.
It all depends on what you consider average too, because my average is not the same as a girl's, but
So
okay, so why do you think an average man has an easier time in the dating game? Why?
because of society nowadays and how girls manage themselves.
Okay, so you think girls are easier?
Nowadays, yes, I agree.
Okay.
Yes, not
But-
myself, but what I've seen and what what I life today in Miami at least.
What have you seen in Miami that makes you say
Girls
this?
are crazy and it's just
They're hooking up?
Yeah.
Okay. Ask yourself,
Because-
what kind of guys are they hooking up with, though?
Average guys?
Are they hooking up with average dudes?
I've seen everything.
Sugar daddies.
I've seen everything, and not just sugar daddies, just in general.
Girls in Miami
Because-
are not hooking up with broke dudes.
Well,
no,
you'd be
no.
Come on,
surprised.
yes, they
You'd be
are.
surprised.
Well, in Hialeah,
Yeah, that's a good one.
but we're not in Hialeah.
No, we're not in Hialeah, but you'd be
Wow.
surprised because
Okay.
I feel like girls nowadays, their mentality is basically like, it's very hard to find an average guy, a decent looking or mentally and physically well put together. So I feel like girls are like, now they just gave up and it's like, okay, I'll settle for whatever. And it's like, no, it's
All right,
not like
we'll
that.
move on. So you think an average man has a better chance in the dating game than an
Yes.
average woman? All right. What about
Okay.
you?
I think it's you said more difficult.
Yeah. Who has an easier time in the dating game, an average man or an average woman?
I would say a woman.
Why?
Mainly because say there's a rich billionaire dude and he's 73 years old, and this is an average looking girl and she might be 26, and she shows interest in him and she's like, yeah, daddy, marry me. And then they get married, and it was just an easy thing. But I don't know, it could be easy for an average guy if he's trying to go for girls that are really ratchet. If he's just like on a fucking roll and he's like ratchet bitch, he
Interesting.
can get all of those.
Okay. So you think an average guy can get low socioeconomic
Fuck
women?
yeah. Mhm.
Interesting. What about you?
point.
Who do you think is going further in the dating game, an average man or an average woman?
Average woman. Average
Okay,
woman.
why is she getting further?
She is fuck, I don't know. It's the average question. I don't know. I don't really know how to answer this right now. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, it's kind of a simple question. I mean, who do you think will get further in a dating game, and why do you think so? It's open ended. Can't really be wrong here.
I
Well,
guess
better-
women might have. We all have so many options. I guess
Okay, so better options.
Because women
maybe
have more
women.
options.
Maybe women. Maybe we have more options.
Okay, cool. All right, what about you? Do you think who can go further in the dating game, average women or average men?
Average women, because I feel like no matter what a woman looks like men are gonna approach them when you're out anywhere. If you're in a club, if you're at a bar, if you're at a restaurant, if you're at the mall walking down the street, men are gonna holler at you no matter what you look like,
Right.
Okay.
no matter what you're wearing. So, but I mean, it's very rare that I'll see a guy out that I'm like,
All
wow,
right.
I'm interested.
Okay, cool. What about you? Who has an easier time dating, average women or average men, and why?
I'm not really sure because I know there's more.
If you had to pick one, then
I had to pick one. What is it based on? Looks wise or just in general? Like,
we can go ahead with a complete package. We can say an average man is about 5'7", making 40 to 50K per year. 5'7" to 5'8", and an average woman is average. I mean, she's very plain Jane, regular girl, 5'5", maybe 120, 130 pounds.
I would say an average man because there's more women just based on numbers. So maybe he has more of a chance because there's so many women like trying to get his attention or to settle down.
Okay, so you think the average
Just
man
based
has
on numbers.
average man has an easier time because there's
Mhm.
more women?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think most women would prefer to be with a higher status guy and share him, or have a regular guy all to herself?
Most women.
Yes. If I lined up 100 women, would they rather have a winner
Women
and
are
share
always
him?
taking back cheating men,
Yeah.
so I think that they rather have a they rather just share a man because they're always taking a cheater back.
Fantastic. So wouldn't that kind of make your last point null and void if you're saying there's more women, but the reality is women are okay with sharing?
But that doesn't have anything to do with an average man, like who has it easier.
No, I asked you who has it easier in the dating game, an average man or an average woman, and you said an average man, simply because there's more women out there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said to counter,
You
you
said a
really think so if
high
women are willing
value
to share a
man.
higher status guy?
That's not average.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with
There's
average.
nothing to do with average. I can't answer that question.
You
Next.
Wait.
you completely missed my
missed the point.
point.
But okay, so because
What's
You
average high
said-
status?
Yeah.
You said that it's easier
average. We're talking about
for an average man to attract women
Yes.
based upon the fact that there's more women.
Okay, yeah.
Now, my argument is, and I asked you, do you think most women would share a high value man or have a loser to themselves? You said they would prefer to share a high value man. So if women would prefer to share a high value man, that by default means that women are all sharing the same higher level guys. That doesn't mean there's enough women to go around for these average men that you're talking about.
There's not that many high value men.
That's my point.
That means they're being shared.
They're being
Right, so if they wanna
all the
share
girls
'em.
are going to the top.
Sharing is caring.
So you're saying that there's
I
more
mean-
women, but I'm saying does it really matter that there's more women if all the women are sharing the same guys anyway? At the top, which you just admitted that they do.
There's not all women are sharing the same man. At
A
the top.
majority.
Like
A majority.
2 women. Like, come on, how many are they cheating on? With? Like 3,000 girls, please.
Well, if you got the top 10% of guys having sex with the majority of the women,
But you said average, not no top 10%.
Context.
are you not?
Because no
you
high
not
value
tracking
man
the
isn't a
conversation?
high value
I'm
man
listening.
that
You
thinks
said
a high value
average.
man isn't
what
gonna
did we just?
go
I literally
be
just,
with an average
what
woman.
did you
do you
just talk
think?
about?
Who do you think is going to be better, an average man or an average woman? Okay, now if you aligned 100 women up, would those women want to share your high value man, or do they want to fuck the basic average guy?
They want to
Wow.
fuck the high value man.
Chat, do y'all not see?
I think that I
what
can
I see
hear.
here?
I don't know. I can hear. I'm just. I'm listening to everything.
let's start from step number 1. Please pay attention because I don't think you are.
I'm trying.
Yeah, well, try a little bit harder, please.
I don't know.
I'm gonna make this very simple.
Mhm.
I asked her, who do you think has an easier time in the dating game, men or women? She said men. I said why? She responded
But I
because
mean,
there's more
yeah.
women out there in the dating game,
If we're
which
just
on paper sounds great. There's
Mhm.
more women. It should be easier for average guys to get average women. Correct? We
on paper,
tracking there?
yeah. Okay,
Tracking
then
there?
you went the next step.
Then I went
so
the
it's a
next step and
different-
asked
it's a
you.
different question. So
Then
I'll just answer that. And
Hold
it's
on, hold on.
different.
But it's connected. Then I asked you,
not, but okay.
do you think most women are willing to share a higher status guy, which means he has multiple females, or have an average guy or loser to themselves? You responded, most women would prefer to have a higher status guy and share him, whether it's known to them or not. So by default, that means that there's less women to go around because they're sharing the same top tier of guys. So you literally just made an argument against the point you just made. You're saying there's more women, but I'm arguing these women are sharing the same guys. See the math here?
They're not trying to.
Holy.
Okay, listen.
No,
If I was
continue,
a high value
please.
man, which I'm not, I'm a woman. But if I was a high value man, I wouldn't want to go sleep with an average looking woman. I'd want to sleep with a top tier of women.
be
So there's not that many
surprised.
women. But I'm just saying, me personally, if I was a
You're
man, but I'm
changing the
not, so
question,
I
though.
can't really. So that's my answer. Just because like I gave you an answer to the first part, and then you changed it because you didn't like my answer.
No, it's not
And then
that I
gave
didn't
you the
like your answer. I just challenged your answer, and
You
then
challenged
by
it,
your
and then I
own
told
answer,
you.
you disproved what you said prior.
I didn't disprove it. I don't think I did
I think the context
did.
is out of whack here.
because
So
I mean, we followed a straight linear line here with logic. Like
Okay.
her point is that it's easier for an average man because there's more women. And I argued these same women want a higher tier guy and would rather share him than get an average guy.
Yeah, and those girls would rather be single and not have sex with average guys, and they would rather wait for higher than average guys.
holy.
All right. Okay. Well, you think it's better? It's average men have more advantage because there's more women.
if you were asking me that, I said yes, and then you went and asked a totally different question. So I said, in that sense, it's kind of invalid for the first question. I think, in my personal opinion,
I didn't invalidate it. Your
we
own
can just
answer
agree to
invalidated it.
disagree. We can just agree to disagree at that point because I'm not
There's
a man
no
and I
disagreeing
can't.
or agreeing. You
I'm just
you said it
So
yourself.
you agreed.
I don't agree with you, but okay.
What the?
Oh, what the-
Yo, chat. Am I in a Disney? Like, what's going on here? Or am I like in a fucking crazy? Like, I think it's simple math. But okay, that's fine. You think
we
it's
need the
average men?
statistics. Give us the
We will in a
statistics because
second.
you always know them. So
Yeah,
give
don't
it
worry.
to us.
We'll-
But we
we-
couldn't
I-
answer the question without the
I will
so-
go ahead and cover it after.
But maybe I could answer
The
differently
stats
if you
are
gave me
there,
the stats.
but this is just
This
a
is
common
just like a
discussion here.
hypothetical question about average, not average. I would love the stats. so
I
can
will
answer it
give it to you
differently.
here in a second, but
Okay.
I don't think you caught what I was doing there.
Okay.
But that's fine.
But maybe my answer would be different.
All right. All right. Who do you think gets further in the dating game, an average man or an average woman?
I believe it would be an average woman
Why?
because all she has to do is just bat her eyes and she just gets whatever she wants.
Okay.
You know, she just has to say a couple of things that the guy wants to hear. And after that, she basically just traps him.
Just traps him.
All right. Who do you
And that's
think
it. And then
that's
she's under, and then he's just under her spell.
okay?
I just think it's a lot easier.
All right. What do you think? Do you think an average woman or an average man has more pull in a dating game?
It's definitely easier for the woman because with like average woman, men will flood the DMs. There's OnlyFans. So like the men, it's harder for the men because they have to play the whole pick and roll. Women, we just do the whole itty bitty miny mo thing, I guess.
Can you get what is a pick and roll exactly?
Like, I don't know. It's like
Well, if you don't know, then that's a problem. You're the one that used the term.
it's just the same. Like men will have to like pick the woman, I guess. But like for us, I don't know. Like me personally, are we speaking generally?
Jesus.
Generally.
Okay.
Well, you said men are the ones that pick and roll, and I'm trying to identify what that means.
Generally speaking, it's easier for the women just because men just like flirt with everybody, and like women, we're more reserved. We don't like talk to everybody. So
this is why you're a virgin?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I'm
Okay.
celibate, and it's
Are you
torturous.
celibate?
Yeah.
That must be it.
You seen that movie, Free Willy? It's a great movie.
All right. What about you? Who do you think has more pull in the dating game, an average man or an average woman?
Oh wait.
Probably an average woman.
Why so?
I think men don't need much, and they're very horny, and they think differently. They operate on a different frequency. They literally have different biology.
Uh-huh.
And so when we engage with somebody, I look at you and I think, could you be my partner? Could you be my life partner? Like, I'm not even gonna like date you if I'm not. I've already thought, if I go on a date with you, I've already thought about long term. Like, would you be a potential partner or mate? I think men, they don't think like that. I think that they just
So you
want.
think that because women think more long term in their mate selection, that it makes it hard. It makes it harder for men to be, I guess, compete in the dating game because men's requirements aren't as.
Yes. So if we're talking about an average man, then yes. But if we're talking about a higher, I think if it was a higher caliber man, I think the man would get further.
Yeah.
Because
they
there's
would
so
win
many.
regardless.
There's so many single women.
Yeah.
Who say they don't want a husband, and I'm single by choice. But I think that's cap. I think that we all long and have a deep burning desire to have a husband and have a man to slut out to, and we are supposed to be monogamous. That's yeah.
All right.
Hold on. Are you gonna take that? She's calling you out.
Okay.
Are you gonna take that?
You talking to me? What?
She's calling you out.
About what?
We said earlier.
What the hell I say?
I would love to have a husband.
Did I
being
say something
single-
about a husband?
Single by choice.
I'm 30. What is everybody 30? Are you married?
I was married.
Were
What
you?
happened?
You
No
have
way.
stupid.
Do you have kids?
All right. And
No.
anybody else? How old are you?
How long were you
30.
married for?
Okay, well, so
He's lying
you're not
about his
why is she
age.
married?
He's not 30.
How old am I?
I think
40.
Oh man.
But do you guys
You got it.
believe in marriage?
I'm 30.
I feel like marriage is a traditional construct. It's not like normal these days. You get what I'm saying? Like marriage was more normal in the 1960s.
But don't you think that's why all the girls are lost and depressed and on OnlyFans trying to like get
Yeah.
attention
Agreed.
because they want a
I don't think they're
husband?
necessarily trying to
Yeah,
get
I mean,
attention. You're just
yeah.
Well, when I say
working,
attention,
doing their thing.
I guess
I'm not even
That's
on
a lot to
OnlyFans,
think
but
I know
support
girls
everybody.
who
Like,
aren't just working on OnlyFans. They enjoy the energy and the attention from men. But I
Mhm.
think that's like a root from the desire to have one
Entertainment.
man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just what I've picked up. Maybe I'm wrong.
So who in here wants a husband? Real quick.
God willing.
So everyone, right?
Mhm.
So this husband that you want, do you know what he wants?
Oh yeah.
What does
Where
he
is
want?
he?
Well, he wants some good food. He wants me to.
Okay, good food. What else?
He wants to laugh every day. He wants somebody to be sweet and shit. He wants somebody to bring him peace and all of that.
Yeah, yeah.
Fold his clothes. All of that good assistant type shit, you know. Yeah.
That's it?
Oh no, a lot more, you know,
Yeah.
but assistant type shit, it
He
encompasses
wants a good
lot
mother.
a lot of shit. Yeah,
Somebody
he wants
that could
somebody
be
that you know that he can trust, that could be potentially be a
His
good
other
mother.
half.
could raise his
Yeah.
children.
He wants somebody that'll fuck him every day.
Someone who has good genes.
Right.
Complaining.
Somebody, yeah.
Do you know what your husband wants generally?
He better want me.
Okay.
right.
What? I guess what things can you add to his life then?
I mean, everything she just said. Everything. She literally went down the list of what every girl needs to provide and what a husband wants.
I want to hear it in your own words.
Somebody that can nurture the home, somebody that can cook, somebody that can clean, somebody that can upkeep himself, somebody that can provide a mental and peace mind to a man and keep him focused. Somebody that can, as well as a man, provide for the woman, but mostly like somebody that can be slutty too in the bed, like everything. Like from being to the sluttiest to being to the finest to being the classiest to being everything that what a man wants.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking
Respectfully.
of
What?
sluts, Twitch.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
guys,
Twitch.
come on over to YouTube. I got a point that I got to make here in a little bit, but yeah, come on over to YouTube, guys. Fresh Fit on YouTube, and also, guys, get in the crypto course right now, man. It is live. Get in there. Stop being a fucking brokey. You guys can see here how delusional a lot of these girls are. So if you guys want to be able to command leadership in your relationship, you need to fucking get your money on point. Holy. All right. So sorry. Continue on with the thing, and then I'm gonna come after.
What does your husband want generally?
I don't have one, so
When you do.
when I get ready to find one, when I get ready to find a husband or get ready for that, then I'll figure it out. But I'm not really looking for a husband right now. I'm very career oriented, so I want to.
You said you're 30, right?
Yes, 30.
How long are you gonna wait for this husband to appear?
As long as I want. Is there like a cutoff date?
You don't have eggs?
Do I have what?
Don't eggs go rotten?
What's I got to do with the husband?
Don't they spoil?
She could freeze them.
Could do whatever. Yeah. What does it do with the husband? What if he doesn't want kids?
What if he does?
What if he does not?
What if he does?
And if he doesn't,
And if he does?
then okay, we'll figure it out then. But what if he doesn't?
I think we can ask a simpler question. Do you think you're more attractive to the man of your dreams right now?
Who's the man of
or-
my dreams? I haven't met him or I'd be with him.
Okay. Well, a guy that checks off a lot of check marks for women, do you think he would find you more attractive now at 30 or later on when you're ready to settle in maybe
When I'm
say 5
ready.
years?
When I'm ready.
So you think you're going to have higher dating value or you're going to be more attractive to the man in 5 years versus
I'm
now?
going to be able to devote more time to the man that I'm looking for in 5 years versus now. Yes, because like I said, I'm very career oriented and I'm working on that. I don't have that time to focus on being with someone. Being with someone doesn't complete me. I don't need that. Like,
Okay.
and that's okay. It's just not my focus right now. Like,
Now,
so-
do you think men in general or the man that you want will want or care about your career or your status or earning potential?
yeah, absolutely. And how he can elevate that.
So you think men care about a woman's status and career?
Status is in like what? Like, is she
Where she stands in society, her ability to earn money.
like,
all
is she a
that comes into
teacher?
it.
Is she a stripper? I mean, they care. Of course they care. But
You think they care about career and income?
I would hope that they care. Not that as much as like care,
But do they?
like,
Is the question, not what you hope, do they?
yes, there
think
are some
so?
that do, yes.
Okay.
hmm
Are you gonna pay all the bills?
Am I?
Yeah.
What do I look like? If I live alone, yeah, I pay them, yeah. But
you
if
work-
I'm married to someone, then
You're not.
So you're working all this time and energy into your career to not
to
pay
leave a
bills?
legacy. Yes, to leave a legacy behind for my sister and my nephews, yes.
Do you want children?
I personally don't really want children, no. Okay. I have epilepsy, so I don't really want to pass that down. But I have two amazing nephews. I have two boys, 5 and 2, my sister's sons, and I love them and I would leave everything to them. I'm not worried about looking for a man to have a kid with. I'm fine. Like I'm here to work on me, and finding a man isn't necessarily like I need that in life, Like I'll find them along the way, and that's great, but I don't need it.
Wishful thinking.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
it.
Very wishful thinking.
She doesn't need him. Got it.
I would argue he doesn't need her in return either.
That's
If you're
fine.
going to make money for yourself, like men, I mean, in general, I don't want to sound like an asshole, but men really don't care about your socioeconomic status, your money, your career, or your title. Men don't care at all.
Yeah.
Which men? All men? 100% in the world?
I would say on a balance of probabilities, men
On a
typically don't
balance
care
of
about a woman's career,
probabilities.
and the man that you want that has the ability to actually take care of you, pay the bills, where you're in a situation where you're electively working, he definitely doesn't care about your career.
Well, that's not the man that I would want. So
Okay, so you want a 50-50 partnership, like you said before?
And you're not paying no bills.
no one even said that. No one even said that. Like, it's not about 50-50 paying bills. You just like a what? I don't even know what the fuck you asked me. What?
I think she's
Fantastic.
right though, because
Yeah, like-
the right man would find her. You know.
Yeah, like I'm not like oh my god, husband, please find me, make my life
Yeah.
complete. I need a man to make me complete. Like I like to work, I like to create art. Like you're here creating what you like to create, art, right? Or a podcast. Maybe it's not art to you. Maybe it's whatever the fuck it is to you. But this is what you like to do. I want to work. I want to do what I like to do too. And like, I don't have to be like, hey, husband, help me work. And
Yeah,
you care about this?
A
or
man creating
no?
something or creating a legacy is a lot different than a woman doing it.
Sure.
Because the thing is that a woman takes a
so.
man's last name on. Why? Because she wants to be a part of his legacy. A man doesn't take a woman's last name on because he doesn't care about her legacy. That's my point. Women don't really create legacies. Men do. That's why women want to be a
Maybe
part
you
of that.
haven't
And that's why
met women
women
that create
That's why women chase
legacies.
men that are better than themselves in general.
I think it's more of like a mentor thing. Like I like men that do better than me because it pushes me to do more.
Congratulations. That's you and every other female.
There you go.
Yeah,
Which proves my point.
So it's not
that we want
half.
people to be able to teach us.
That's every female, which is my point.
Yeah.
Shouldn't we want that? You don't want to learn anything from your partner?
If I'm the mentor, then I mean,
Do you know everything? You can't be like, I can't learn anything from her.
I mean, to be honest,
She's
with you,
just here.
Women don't really understand masculine
idiots.
problems or the burden of performance for men. We have very different roles and life experiences.
Of course.
Which, I mean, I was going to kind of get to that here because a lot of you guys said before the top of the show, I asked a couple of questions. I said, who is a prize in a healthy relationship, man or woman? Some of you said men, some of you said women. And then I asked, who is it harder to attract? A man attract a woman or a woman attract a man, right? Or whatever, the opposite. And then I also asked, who gets further, an average woman in dating or an average man? And most of you guys said an average woman. And then most of you also said it's harder for a man to be attractive to women. So my thing is, if most of you agree that it's harder for an average man and it's harder for men to be attractive and attract the opposite gender in general, how is it that the woman is the prize?
Sorry. is it
Can
mute?
I interject?
Yeah, sure, please.
I thought it was on mute.
How is a woman the prize when the man has to go through a lot more to become attractive in the first place to attract a woman?
I think because having a wife and having a woman that will bear your children and raise those children and breastfeed those children and nurture them for years until while you are providing, I think that goes into play with the legacy that they're leaving as well. If you have a crazy broad that you knocked up, that is just, your life is over.
But I can make the argument that as a higher status man with my stuff together, a new girl turns 18 every day. Because the thing you just mentioned, you basically boiled down the female's role to bearing a child and bringing them to, to term, which a young, attractive girl who's an impressionable, that isn't a hoe, that hasn't been through a lot of life experiences, can provide.
I think it's more so a factor of like, if you find a really great girl that like takes care of herself and she supports you and she's quiet, she doesn't embarrass you, she like listens to you, she takes care of your home, like she takes care of your children, like
Okay.
she does everything that she's supposed to be doing in her role as
Now
a
let me
wife.
ask you a
Like,
question. All these traits that you just mentioned, being submissive, quiet, not annoying, etc. What's easier to find? That or a guy that is a leader, competent, attractive enough for you, that checks all the other check marks that you want, confidence, ambition, good looking, in shape. Who has to bring, what's harder to find?
Okay, so I feel like
here we go.
No. I feel like women today are very masculine, and I feel like they're very masculine because there is a lot of men nowadays that are very feminine.
They're
I was
masculine in
just
the
going to
United
say
States.
that, please.
They're masculine in the United States, but men have the ability to go other places.
Well, yes, of course.
So realistically speaking, what's more common? The woman you described or the man I described?
The woman I described for sure, but
Okay,
I mean, we
so
also
then
have
who is
to-
the prize for real then?
Men.
Bam. There you go.
Yeah, well, if
and
it's
here's
a-
another thing too, since some of you guys were saying, oh, numbers. So I wrote a whole book about this, Why Women Deserve Less, where I go over these numbers, but I'll just summarize it real quick so that we don't go over the entire book. So right now, 1 in 3 men, because you guys were saying, oh yeah, an average man can get further. The reality is that 1 in 3 men right now is either a virgin or hasn't had sex in a year. Have any of you not had sex in a year? Involuntarily?
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's not.
No,
my
you
choice.
voluntarily are choosing to not have sex.
Well,
correct?
yeah, I mean,
Yes.
but if
Yes,
I
that's my
had
point.
my choice, I wouldn't be.
Exactly. If
Yeah,
I
but you're-
had
It's just
consistent
like-
dick that
But
was
you can
safe,
but you can go get laid any second, right?
but the
Yeah.
quality of the lay is not
But the point
But
is
you
that
can.
it's voluntary.
correct.
It's
Okay.
an
My argument with the men
energy
is that a lot of times it's involuntary.
Okay.
So
Yeah, they have no choice.
she leaving?
No.
Oh, okay.
Can I go to the bathroom?
I think she's going. Let's see here. I'll wait till she comes back so we can make our points here.
Some chats?
Bad timing, Chris. All right. I'll hit some of these chats real quick. And guys, do me a favor. We got 15,000 y'all in here. Do me a favor. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.
Someone said Shamu.
Ladies, what's the cheapest